Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. So yesterday we got a little bit of a tease with Mitchell and Ness putting out this tweet right here saying that they're going to be releasing some NHL jerseys soon. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Mitchell and Ness, they have made NHL jerseys in the past, but I believe they focus on other sports making their jerseys, hats, and stuff like that. I'm not really too familiar because I don't really watch any other sports, so I don't really care about their memorabilia, but in regards to the NHL, they have made those jerseys in the past and they're mostly throwback jerseys. The jersey that I always thought of when I thought of Mitchell and Ness is the Burger King jersey. They did a throwback to that one. They've also done plenty of other jerseys as well, but that's always the one that sticks out in my mind at least. But I've never actually bought a Mitchell and Ness jersey. I found them online before, but I've just never really pulled the trigger on them. I've heard conflicting things about them too. Like I've heard good things about them, I've heard bad things, and really honestly the quality just never really seemed that great, at least just looking at the pictures. I've never seen them in person, so I can't really confirm on that aspect. However, when I saw this tweet, it did kind of pique my interest because of the picture attached to it. If you take a look at it, that is a photo of a Reebok neckline. Specifically, I was like, I'm pretty sure that is the 2015 Winter Classic for the Washington Capitals. And I was like, okay, so that is kind of strange. It looks to be like the Reebok Edge era, so 2007 to 2017. And I was like, that could be kind of cool because, there are some Reebok jerseys that are a little bit hard to find. And I was going to make a video talking about like what jerseys I would like to see from them, if I was excited about them, if this would affect the future of jerseys and everything like that. And I was just ready to record it. And then they actually released the jerseys on their website. So now I get to talk about all of that. Makes it a little bit easier. No speculation or anything like that. But yeah, before we do actually take a look at the pictures though, if you guys are new to the channel and you like hockey jersey content, please make sure to hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Now, before we do actually take a look at some of these new throwback jerseys that Mitchell and Ness released, I want to talk about the future of jerseys and if Mitchell and Ness will be taking over after Adidas, because I've seen some people kind of ask that question. Personally, I don't really think so. If you guys don't know, Mitchell and Ness is actually owned by Fanatics now. I believe they were bought out last year, like in February, so it was almost a year ago. But I don't really see Mitchell and Ness taking over as like the full-time manufacturer for the NHL. Personally, I would assume that would just be Fanatics and Fanatics would take over, which, I don't really think either matter. Like, it's still under the same umbrella company, so whether it is Mitchell and Ness taking over or Fanatics taking over, I don't think it would really change too much, but I will say I hope neither take it over, especially looking at these jerseys that were just released. So let's take a look at the first one here, which is the LA Kings home jersey from 1992. So the first one that I wanted to take a look at is that LA Kings Gretzky jersey, which has basically been made a million times at this point. It feels like every single time a jersey manufacturer makes a throwback collection, they gotta include this one because it is very popular. But even Fanatics, who they did a throwback collection, I think it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. It feels like it really wasn't that long ago, but they also made this jersey, and you can still buy that Fanatics version as well for $30 less than they're selling this one here. Although that one doesn't include that 1992 patch, so, maybe you want to pay an extra $30 for the patch. But looking at the jersey though, looking at the quality of it, right away, it doesn't look right. It looks really off, and for me, I'm pretty sure it is the color of the gray. The gray, I'm pretty sure, is a lot lighter of a gray than it should be. It just does not seem right at all, and we can even take a closer look at the patch here. They have a closer picture, and that patch looks awful. It is just a vinyl one-layer patch, and it looks disgusting. Like, really bad. It just does not look good, and we even have a closer look at the C as well, which once again is that vinyl one-layer. Basically, pretty much like the old-school Adidas jerseys. Well, I'm saying old school, but the older version before Prime Green happened. It basically has that same kind of customization, which is just awful and basically worthless in my eyes. I hate that style of customization, just the vinyl one-layer. It just never really looked that great, so I'm glad that Adidas upgraded, but we can see with this Mitchell and Ness jersey right here, they did not do that, so it looks really bad, not great at all. And that is just one of these jerseys. They actually released 38 of these new vintage throwback jerseys. I'll talk about why I said vintage like that in just a second, but even when they have the colors correctly, like on this Boston Bruins jersey right here, I would still say it just doesn't really look that great. I wouldn't say it looks particularly off, but it just doesn't really look that good in the quality. We even have a closer picture of the logo here, and we can see it also is just that vinyl one layer awful looking logo. Like, it just looks so bad. It looks like a fake. It really does. It just is such bad quality. It is so disappointing that this is what they're doing because it just does not look good at all. It does also have that vintage jock tag in the bottom left there, which I kind of like the idea of in concept, but it is way too big on these jerseys. It does not look good. I like the fact that it has the year and the player name. I think that is fairly cool, but not there. I think it is way too big right there. I think they should have put it in the back of the collar, kind of like it is on like the reverse retros where you have the year in the back of the collar. I would like to see that on these jerseys right here. It would look a little bit nicer with that jock tag being so big. It just sucks. It really, really does. If I were to buy one of these jerseys, which I definitely won't, but if I were in some like magical alternate timeline, I guess, I definitely would strip that jock tag like immediately because it is just way too distracting, way too big. But I could go on and on about these jerseys and how awful they look and how terrible the quality is and everything like that. But I wanted to touch on the vintage aspect of these jerseys because that is kind of interesting. With some of these jerseys, they are actually vintage. You know, you got that 1960s jersey, you have some 1970s jerseys as well. You even have the 1990s, which at least in my opinion, that is just kind of starting to be vintage. I wouldn't say like the 90s are super vintage because, you know, that is the decade that I was born in, but, you know, I would say it just kind of starts to get a little bit vintage in a way. But then you even have a 2008 Crosby jersey, a 2010 Bergeron jersey, a 2013 McKinnon jersey, and a 2015 Ovechkin jersey, which of course is the jersey that we saw in the tweet there. But I was like, okay, like 2015 is pretty ridiculous. Like that is not vintage at all. And then we even have a 2017 Matthews jersey as well, which I was like, okay, like 6 years ago is not vintage. Like this is just weird. Like stop. I wouldn't even say they're a throwback jersey either. Like it doesn't really feel like a throwback jersey. It feels like it's not long enough to be a throwback jersey, but I don't know, maybe that is just an aspect of me getting older. But I wanted to specifically focus in on this Matthews jersey. I want you guys to look at this Matthews jersey and tell me what's wrong with it. Is it the striping? Because it sure is. The striping on this jersey is gray, but on the actual jersey itself, it's supposed to be silver. It looks so much different. This Mitchell and Ness jersey looks awful. Like this is a fake jersey. To me, this is a fake jersey. It is not legit. It just looks bad. It's not a throwback. It's not like, you know, those Fanatics throwbacks jerseys. It is a lot worse than that. It looks awful, like really, really bad. Even if we take a closer look at the logo and do a little bit of a comparison, they are completely different. It is mind-blowing how awful the quality is on these jerseys here. It is just shocking. I am very, very disappointed, and I wasn't really expecting too much with the Mitchell and Ness jerseys. The only thing that I was kind of excited for is if they might do some like actual hard-to-find Reebok jerseys, which I mean, I guess they kind of did with this Leafs and Caps jersey. Those are pretty hard jerseys to find, but when they first released that picture, for some reason, I thought they were going to do like a wide range of rare, hard to find Reebok jerseys. For example, some of the ones that I would have liked to see is the Arizona Coyotes running out jersey. Any of the Thrashers jerseys would have been a ton of fun. You have that Nashville checkerboard jersey, also the 2016 Colorado Avalanche Stadium Series jersey, even like the Vancouver Canucks millionaire jerseys. Those are just a few that I would have really liked to see, but honestly, I'm glad that they didn't do that because these jerseys are awful. They suck. And I would have been tempted to buy some of those jerseys. Now, I'm not tempted to buy any of these, just not at all. I do want a Washington Capitals 2015 Winter Classic jersey, but this one, not even close. There's no way that I would buy these jerseys, especially for $200. That is way more than they deserve to be. But there is still one last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I've been holding off on it because I find it extremely funny, to be honest, and that is the fact that surrounded by all of these vintage jerseys that Mitchell & Ness has produced and put up for sale, they have one lone jersey, and that is an Adam Fox 2021 jersey as well. They just have it up for sale. It is Mitchell and Ness produced, but it's not part of their vintage line. Like, they don't have it with like that vintage jock tag or anything like that. It's just an Adam Fox jersey that they decided to put up for sale, and I just find that really, really funny, to be honest, because it's just so random. Like, I don't know, maybe Adam Fox sells a ton of jerseys, I don't really know, but it just feels out of the blue and just completely random for no reason. And I also find it pretty funny that if you just go on the NHL website and go to buy a Fanatics Adam Fox jersey, which is probably the same quality as this jersey right here, or maybe even better, you can buy that one, that Fanatics jersey, for $25 less. So there's literally 0 point in buying this Mitchell and Ness jersey. It is just probably a lot worse quality than those Fanatics ones, and like, at least just looking at the pictures, it looks like a lot worse quality, and these are supposed to be the promotional pictures, the pictures that make you want to buy the thing, and they make me not. they look awful. They are extremely unpleasant, not appealing at all. So if these are the pictures that they're releasing and they're supposed to be promotional pictures, I'm sure that the quality on these jerseys is just god awful. So even though I hate Fanatics jerseys, you might as well buy a Fanatics jersey for $25 less than this jersey right here if you're buying that Adam Fox jersey, that is to say. But yeah, I just Really don't like these new Mitchell and Ness jerseys. I think they look absolutely terrible. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Were you excited for these and were let down, or do you think they're not that bad quality and they're fine? I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. Links are all in the description down below. But like I said, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.